If you ever wondered what it's like living in Jupiter, Florida, if that's the case, then this video is for you. So this week we're going to map out Jupiter, Florida. We're going to look about all the things surrounding, not just the beach, but all the things surrounding Jupiter, Florida. If you're thinking about living here, if you're thinking about what it's like to eat, sleep, and drink Jupiter, Florida, this is a video you got to check out. My name is Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Realty. Welcome. If this is your first time to our channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button there over in the corner. While you're at it, ring that bell. What that'll do is help notify you each time we put out new videos. We put out new videos every single week. We talk about all there is to do here in South Florida, so if you're wondering what it's like to eat, sleep, and drink in this beautiful part of the world, then this channel is for you. 16 years ago, my family and I relocated to this beautiful part of the world we call Palm Beach, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find honored to help people, perhaps like you, do exactly the same thing. So if you're thinking about moving here, if you're wondering what it's like to do that transition, to find out what it's like to relocate to this area and do it and learn from people who have done it themselves, well, there's a couple of ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. Two great ways to get a hold of us is in the description and the comments section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll help set up some time, either through a phone call, through the Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating to here in sunny South Florida. We've helped so many people relocate this beautiful part of the world we call Palm Beach in South Florida, and we absolutely love it. So I want to do this video as if you're considering moving to Jupiter, Florida. There's just so much to do. I'm going to use the map. It's a great way, I find, to if you're considering an area, to see what's around. And in the meantime, we're going to look at some of the restaurants, the beach, and all that good stuff. So let's go right to the map. So here we are. We're in Jupiter. This is Jupiter right here. Now let's zoom out just to give you an idea. Let's go to a big part of Florida. We're looking at the southeast part of Florida. This is Florida right here. West Palm Beach is the biggest city in Palm Beach County. Now, the Miami metro area is made up of 3 counties. It goes from Miami-Dade. It is Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale area. That's called Broward County. Most people know Fort Lauderdale. And then we're in Palm Beach County, which is up here. So these 3 counties make up the Miami metro area, and Jupiter is basically as far north as you can go and still be part of the Miami metro area. So Jupiter is considered, it's like sort of a beach town. If you look at some of the publications, it's been rated as one of the best beach towns in America. If you look at the beaches in Palm Beach, they're terrific, but this one in particular, Juno Beach and Jupiter Beach, are probably 2 of the nicest beaches in Palm Beach County. So let's go right to there. So this is sort of a boater's paradise. If you are into boating, if you are into fishing, this is a place that I would definitely consider. It's Florida in general is the boating capital of the world. It's the fishing capital of the world, and at or near the top of the list is the town of Jupiter, Florida. Now, some of the reason why this is all true regarding fishing and whatnot is you have this. It's called the Loxahatchee River, so you have a lot of homes here that along this way you can literally live off this river here, and a lot of canals, as you can see in here. You can have your home off here and have a dock in your backyard, which is actually pretty neat. and just get out of your backyard and go into the river, down here, in through the what we call the Jupiter Inlet, which is right here, and go right out to the ocean. So you'll find that a lot of prominent boaters, a lot of people who love boating, will pick Jupiter to be their home for exactly that reason. So one of the things I find that's sort of unique, you'll see this not many places in this part of the state, but here in Jupiter, the Florida Turnpike and Route 95 are pretty much right next to each other. So that's another great thing about it. Those are the two main roads that go north to south in Florida. So that makes it pretty easy to get to go north. Like if you want to go to Orlando, it's just a little bit over 2 hours to go to like the amusement parks, such as Disney and Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and all the great stuff they have there. And if you want to go into Miami, it's also straight down through there. But normally, like if you go down further in Palm Beach County, like places down here, they're not, you can see the Turnpike and the 95 separate. But here in Jupiter, they are pretty much together, which is another great focal point of Florida, Palm Beach County. And if you're in Jupiter, here's Indiantown Road. That is the main road through Jupiter. So if you are living here, there's a big difference here between West Jupiter and East Jupiter. I'm going to focus mainly on East Jupiter because that's where a lot of the stuff is, all the stuff to go out and things like that. And I'm saying this from the perspective too, if you live near Jupiter, as an example, a lot of the people live in Palm Beach Gardens, which is the largest. Let me see if I can find Palm Beach Gardens here, which is right here. Palm Beach Gardens is one of the largest cities in northern Palm Beach County. So if you live here, you're going to you'll frequent Jupiter and Juno Beach a lot. So just because you don't live in Jupiter, you will find a lot of people go to Jupiter from places nearby. If you do choose to live in Jupiter, down here to the west is a place we call Jupiter Farms. Now, I find for people who like to live in areas where they have a lot of land, areas where they want like an acre and a half, Jupiter Farms is a great place. There's another place in Palm Beach County called Loxahatchee. So the people who live there in these places are people who do not like HOAs, homeowners associations. They don't want to pay homeowners association fees. Jupiter Farms is perfect if that's you. You have a lot of land, no homeowners association, and you are pretty close to all that Jupiter has to offer here on the eastern part. Let's go east. So as you come down Indiantown Road here, they call it Route 706 here. This is you'll make your way east, and there's a couple of places I really want to point out. You can go through here. I normally, when I go here, I'll take the Turnpike or 95 North. I'll come down Indiantown, and then I'll just start going north this way. Now, as I mentioned, you're close to Juno Beach as well. There's Jupiter Beach, and Juno Beach is down here. Two of the best beaches, literally, in Palm Beach. So you have the Juno Beach. You have like you have the Juno Beach Pier, which is about a little bit over 900 feet out into the ocean. Great fishing in both Juno Beach and in Jupiter Beach. Here off Jupiter Beach, you don't have the pier nearly as long, but these two places are places that have some of the best sunrises. I love sunrises. I will get up at before 5 o'clock to get there for sunrise. And you will watch one of the most brilliant scenes. Not a lot of people, what's great about it is, unlike on the West Coast where people watch the sunsets, not a lot of people get up for sunrise, believe it or not. And so you're able to enjoy the sun coming up with not as many people, which is sort of neat. You will, if you go to either Juno Beach or Jupiter Beach off the pier here, you will see a lot of people fishing early morning, which is great. Some of the best fishing is in Juno and in Jupiter Beach. I also find that if you're like into water sports, if you're into kayaking, or if you're into anything, not just boating, but any water sports, surfing, big surfing, This area, the northern part of Palm Beach County, is definitely where you see more of that. So years ago, this is a Jupiter Inlet. You'll see a lot of boats come through here. When you get out of the when you get out of your car along here, along along Jupiter Beach, you will see that you will see a lot of boats come through here, and it's sort of cool to watch. There's a sign right around here that basically says a couple things. It'll say very dangerous inlet. Please don't proceed unless you have experience driving a boat through this inlet. So that the waters here can be treacherous. I've seen some jet skis, people in jet skis challenged through here, but it also looks pretty fun too, to be honest with you. But not that I've done it. But this water can be sort of rough. And there's a sign here too that basically says shipwrecks. There have been some famous shipwrecks in this area, and for people who are into history and stuff like that, there are some people who actually go diving and so forth to see the leftovers of the shipwrecks. So going back again to the history, this is Dubois Park. Now, this inlet here, I'm told many years ago, there was a big hurricane that came through. And those of you who know Florida, we know we are sometimes have the not so great pleasure of seeing hurricanes from time to time. But this used to be the inlet used to actually come through here. And what happened is the hurricane opened this up to what they call to be the new inlet. And this formed what we call Dubois Park. Dubois Park is really great if you live in the area and you want to take your kids and do a little bit of safe snorkeling, and or do you want your kids to play in calm, shallow water? Dubois Park is definitely the place to go. I've gone there during the weekends, and you'll see it can be pretty crowded. It's a lot of the families. You'll also see along here, you'll see people fishing along the water here, along the inlet. The fishing here is really good. I've seen people with pails of fish. They just keep pulling them out. So if you're a deep sea fisher, this is great to go through here. I will see a lot of boats come through. Deep sea fishing will come out through the inlet here. And that's one of the main ways into the ocean in our area here in Palm Beach. The beach here is one of the nicest beaches. At times you can get a little bit of seaweed along here, but they do a good job of keeping it up. Again, I like to watch the sunrises here. There's nothing better than watching the weather come over the over the horizon here in the early morning. It really is. If you've never done it, I highly recommend doing it. And then the pier is right here. Once you get out of your car in this area, you walk along here and you see people fishing, of course. There's Dubois Park. But once you come down here, you'll see the world famous Jupiter Lighthouse. The lighthouse is sort of like the symbol of Jupiter. It's a symbol of Palm Beach. They have they have a museum, and they have a grounds that you want to take. If you want to take the kids there, it's a great place for that. So it's a symbol of Jupiter and Palm Beach. Once you come down here, now you can get out of the car and drive through here. Once you come down here, this is what I call this restaurant row. There are some great places. There are some great places through here. Some of the nicest restaurants in Palm Beach are here. I like to take my family here from time to time. We live a little bit further south, so to come here is about a little bit over a half-hour ride, and it's so worth it. Jetty's is a great restaurant. If you like seafood, that is a great place to go. In general, if you're a seafood lover, we're right near the ocean. So if you want, fish that are just been basically caught that morning, the restaurants around here are great. Here's another great one. This one's called the Square Grouper Tiki Bar. It's right off there, as it says, it's off the Jupiter Inlet. It's one of those well known for its seafood as well. Right along here, you'll see a lot of restaurants. I call this area Restaurant Row. You can literally come out of the restaurant and walk the docks here. You can see people You can see people, hanging out along the docks. You will see a lot of nice boats come through here. You will see, if you look along here, you will see some of the nicest real estate you will ever see. Now, the price per square foot on homes here is high, and it's not so much that the homes are brilliant in terms of how big they are, but the price of real estate here is just very expensive. Again, a lot of the houses here, they have the docks off their backyard, and these are people that can just basically get out of their backyard into the ocean in a heartbeat. So what people will do is they'll come down Love Street here once they park their car, and they'll just watch the boats go by. They have those restaurants, the Square Grouper. You have Jetties, as I mentioned. You have Lucky Shucks is another very, very popular restaurant. Another one that gets a lot of notoriety is called the Beacon. And the Beacon, they have an elevated part of the restaurant. They call it topside. If you go up the stairs there to this top side, you get an amazing view of everything that this has to offer in terms of the lighthouse and down the river and everything in the northern part of Palm Beach County. One of the places, if you want to live in the area, I mentioned Palm Beach Gardens, that's a big area, but if you want a little bit more of a quiet area, this is a place I would definitely check out. It's called Tequesta. It is, part of Tequesta is in Palm Beach County. Part of Tequesta is in Martin County. Martin County is the county just north of Palm Beach. It is not considered the Miami metro area. So if you want a little bit of a quieter lifestyle, Tequesta is where I would look. The surfing, I've seen people on some of these beaches here. The surfing here is just phenomenal. They've got some pretty unique, quiet beaches. In general, when you're looking at Palm Beach in general, this area up here, this Jupiter area, is a lot quieter than down here. West Palm Beach is the biggest city in Palm Beach County. There's 120,000 people roughly now that live here in West Palm Beach. So the people who live in this part from West Palm down to Boca, generally speaking, are looking for a little bit more action. If you want something more of a quiet, scenic lifestyle, those are the people that come to Jupiter. So one of the other restaurants that's very, very popular, right near Restaurant Row, is a place called Guananabes. It's very popular. It is it's sort of casual dining. It's very tropical. It's like you want to be like in an environment where it's like a Jimmy Buffett type of environment. Guananabes is it. They have these wooden beach chairs that you can hang out. If you go during a high time, like in a busy time, like if you go Mother's Day or Father's Day or something to that effect, there's a wait. In fact, in general, there'll be a wait. But what's great about it is the scenery is just so good there that you can just sit down and while you wait, enjoy the canals, and right here is a canal that goes right through Guananabes. You get to enjoy the scenery while you wait for your table. There's nothing better. Now, it's not as high-end a restaurant as like the ones in Square Grouper and Jetties, but if you want a nice casual takeout to the family, Mother's Day type place, Guananabes is definitely a place I would consider. Now, in general, if you're buying a place in Jupiter, the places on the east end or the east side are going to be more money. That's just the way it is. People like all in general, when people move to Palm Beach, they moved along the ocean. They all came here. Now you're seeing more development out here west. Like right out here is Westlake, which is one of the very newest. It's Florida's newest city. It's 4,000 homes being built out here. Up here is Avenir, right near where Panther National Golf Course is. That's going to be 3,950 homes. So in general, like all the new constructions coming out here, the places that if you're moving to Jupiter and in there, the places out in Jupiter east are generally more money. We do see some people buying homes in the west, knowing fully well they can get to these places here in the east. But and there's just a lot to do here in Jupiter. I want to go to Harborside. This is a place where that was built, I'm going to guess, less than a decade ago, probably about 8 years or so ago. Relatively new. It's pointing out the Wyndham Grand, which is one of the premier hotels or motels in the area. Harborside is upscale. It is what's great about it. They have a lot of nice restaurants and things to do and clubs and shops. They have I noticed they recently put in Subculture, which is one of my favorite coffee shops in the area. That's there. They have Salt Life is there. They have Tommy Bahama. They have a lot of stuff here. So what's great about once you go to eat, you can go from Harborside and then just go down to the waterway, watch the boat, here's Harborside Place right here. You can come down to the docks, see some of the biggest, best boats docking off right here. And you can see them coming by, and there's a lot of fishing that takes place over here. There's a bridge that goes across Indian Town Road. You get to see that. But restaurants here are nice. There's Mana's Greek Fusion is one of the restaurants, and they have a cantina. It's a Mexican restaurant. They go by Sexy Mexican. So that's one of the bigger restaurants in the area. So if you want to, if you live in the area and you want an afternoon out in sort of unique place, and then go a place to walk and check out all the boats and so forth, Harborside is a place I would definitely look to see. One of the things I want to point out too, if you just because you might want to be a boat lover, don't have a boat, there is something you can do around here. And we noticed this when we first moved here 16 years ago. We didn't do it, but we considered it. I know people who have done it and liked it quite a lot. There's a club called the Freedom Boat Club. You can literally rent the boats. You can get this like top line boats that you get to become part of the club. There's a certain fee for that. You call them, and I used to do this when we lived out in New York. We had a place out in the Hamptons that we did this. You call in ahead and you say, hey, listen, I'm going to be there tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. I want to be there at 7 a.m. to take the boat out, and they'll have the boat ready for you. And you can just go into they'll have the boat parked in your slip, as they call it. And then you could just take the boat out. It's a cost-effective way to be a boater. It also saves you in terms of having in terms of insurance, because as you might know, insuring a boat can be sort of expensive. It also is the maintenance of the boat is also can be expensive. The good news is here in Florida, we don't close down like our pools. We don't close down our pools. We don't have to close down our boats like people up north sort of do. So continuing, this is like a coastal town. If you want like a beach town, Jupiter is a place I would consider. There are some condos that you consider. So if you want the condo living and the ocean, like a small, not like a single family home, there is plenty of that. There's plenty of that, but mainly the single family homes are back here, and the homes along here, along the Loxahatchee River and off, they can be expensive, but there was an open house I see coming up this coming weekend where they have one of these homes up here in prime real estate. Is $3 million. So you don't have to spend $3 million to live here in Jupiter. In fact, the average price of a home in Palm Beach County is about $600,000. So Palm Beach County as a whole is very affordable to a lot of people around the country coming from other areas. So as I mentioned, if you live nearby Jupiter, there are other towns you could live in and utilize all this stuff. I want to look at Juno Beach because Juno Beach is one of those beaches that everybody from around the area seems to know. Only about 3,000 people live in Juno Beach. It is a small place. There are some condos there that you can get that in fact are affordable. So if you're looking for some place like that's near the ocean in a condo, sort of medium cost, there are places we can find for you in Juno Beach. Again, the Palm Beach Gardens area in general is fairly large. So you can go in northern Palm Beach Gardens and still have access to all these beaches. But I like to go to Juno Beach. There is this area here is they have the Loggerhead Marine Center, so you can take your kids. It is the biggest sea turtle nesting area in the entire world. So when you see sea turtles around the world, a lot of them have originated or are born right here in this area. So that's Jupiter, Florida. Whether you're looking at the beach, whether you're looking at Harborside, whether you're looking at the restaurants such as Jetties or Guananabes, Jupiter is just a great place. Reach out to our team if you have any questions about buying places here. It's actually more affordable than you think. The places out west, especially Jupiter Farms, you can get a lot of property and a lot of bang for your buck. So there you have it, Jupiter. It's not just a town; it's an experience.